Um, what I love about Granny is that she is always kind, puts the family first, and has probably the biggest heart of anybody in this family.
Oh my gosh, there's so much to say. Um, I'm very. What do I appreciate about Granny or Vicky, my mother-in-law? I appreciate the good fortune that I have in having her. That role in my life. It's a great thing to have a third mother, and my most how should I say, the mother I sort of admire most, and I appreciate having that.
Vicky, I admire your generosity of spirit, your generosity with your life and your perspective and your experiences. I remember our very, very first conversation when I first met you, and you shared your experiences, what you've learned from your marriages, and rebuilding your life several times, and I really appreciate that. I also appreciate you've done a wonderful job and raised 3 wonderful sons, and I'm lucky enough to be marrying one of them. And you've always treated me with a great deal of kindness, and I really, really admire and respect you.
Well, I already said before that if we had to choose favorite relatives, I would choose Granny because I aspire to be like her. But in 2 words, she's wise, partly because she's old now.
I see that wisdom didn't pass down.
And just because of her personality. And she has an inner light, I think, that shines onto others, even people she doesn't like. Oh.
Benchmark. The standard by which to set goals. That would be you. Too late to mess it up now. You already did it.
What do I admire you about you the most?
Giving birth or appreciate.
Yeah, appreciate. The resilience. You know, losing Dad, then losing Phil was not easy. And then bouncing back and getting Steven within 1 year, that was pretty quick, so so obviously there's a lot of resilience there. So I totally admire that. Hope to be the same way.
Ac- Actually, it would have been less than 1 year, but well. So I'll sum it up in one word: beauty. For my entire life, everybody has always been telling me, with Marvel, how beautiful you are, and what they don't know, as well as what I know, is how beautiful you are on the inside. You're the most beautiful person that I know, inside and out. And your outward beauty is overshadowed by your inward beauty.
I completely agree with that, but that was really cheesy.
Oh my God.
Wow. Well, I want to say I feel very, very fortunate to be part of this family, being married into this family. I was brought on along really quickly, and they just embraced me right away. And I appreciate you for always being there for us, always, unconditionally, whatever it is, you're always there. You're very diplomatic in how you say things. You have a great way. You give really wise. You're a wise woman. You give really good advice, your life experiences, the advice that you give is from your life experiences and perspective that you have on life. And I love to share. I love the moments that I call you and see your perspective, and you always give really, really good advice. And I appreciate all the time that you've come and made me just feel wonderful about myself. Thank you very much. So you have that ability to make one feel really great about themselves. I appreciate you.
I already went.
Okay.
We get to give the baton to Granny.
Happy birthday, Granny.
Thank you, Dawn.
15 minutes. Sorry.
This has been a very special weekend for me. Today was absolutely a wonderful exercise. I've been surprised and not surprised in the things that everybody has said. And this is where I belong, with all the people that I love. This is the most important thing to me, and I thank you all for making it so special. I know it wasn't easy for you to all get here, and I appreciate it. And I want you to know that. It's been a very special time for me.
Look how big Perry's handwriting is compared to mine.
For me, the most wonderful part of this is seeing how much everybody cares about each other. Because for a parent, if things go the way things should go in life, a parent leaves and the children are left. And the most important thing to me is to know that this family will be together after I'm gone. And what I saw here today was a connection to each other that makes me feel like I don't have to worry about that. And I hope that they're able to impart that to their children so that it can continue through generations. That's very, very important to me.
Well, to just further on that explanation, because that's the result. That's the 30,000-foot view. That's what we want to happen. But what this day was about was usually after I do, there's a lot of other work that typically goes on to help the kids ultimately be able to work together to carry the family on. And it would be in concert with your vision and your significant other's vision as to where you'd like to see things end up 50, 100 years down the road. And different processes are put into place to make that happen. But there's a whole bunch of other things that we do beforehand to get a sense of what everybody thinks. And then ultimately, there are projects like this where we work together so that when you're not here, they're working together. Some families will actually form a foundation. Some families will support a series of philanthropies. And the kids will be responsible for setting all that up and then once a year celebrating where they are with that sort of thing and actually executing on it. So we all know what happens when mom and dad pass on, and or whoever's the last one standing passes on. In very wealthy families, the wealth is fought over, or there are structures put in place so that. Even so, what we learned by going through this process was that what the wealth really is what you experienced in the room today. The inheritance that you're going to get, you've already gotten. And to try and point that out, to try and really experience that, and do it while the parents are alive and can still see it happen. That's where it really hits the solar plexus and gets everybody moving in the right direction. And then no matter what happens, if you end up with a lottery winning of $200 and some odd million, you guys won't fight over it because you didn't fight over all the other stuff. I've seen families ripped apart over a rocking chair because that was what I was supposed to get. So sometimes it's not always great money. Sometimes it's just a material possession. But when you have this kind of thing together, like you guys experience right now, the likelihood of that happening is non-existent because there's a caring between each one of you. So we try to build that out. That's what Yale's working with. He's bringing that dimension into the work that he does with clients that are trying to organize their financial well-being. And then we add this instruction book that goes with that. And, well, you've experienced the result of that. Is that? It's particularly challenging when you have compound families, where you have a family that's been married a couple of times and everybody then sort of takes sides. But there doesn't appear to be any.
Stephen told me that when his mother died, everybody came to the apartment to see what was there, and all the daughters-in-law fought over all the furniture. And he said it was so ugly. He said Erica walked out and went home, wouldn't have any part of it, and the rest of them just fought over everything. And that's something that I think this kind of activity prevents, because you have a deeper understanding of what's really important within the relationship, and it's not the thing, it's the feeling.
I think the
I think that's what
Papahime
brings us all
experience.
together.
Yeah.
I think the Papahime experience taught us that.
Right.
When Papa Jaime died, there was some, his natural children were supposed to get a certain amount of money, and
Who are his
some
natural
of,
children?
you don't know them.
They're gone.
They're dead now.
Were they old?
They were
Yeah.
they were
Well,
considered.
he was 100.
They were considerably.
They're about 70.
They were
They were considerably older than Granny, and when we were each supposed to get a certain amount of money, and theirs, because of circumstances in the stock market, shrunk somewhat, and I don't think that we cared. We had Papa Jaime every holiday. We had Papa Jaime every birthday, every important event.
Because we were his family.
Because
really.
we were his family, and they were his blood relatives, but they talked to him on the phone once in a while. They wanted his stuff, and they sued us. And my response at that time was, I had his time. I had his time over and over and over and over again, and their lawsuit doesn't matter. They can never take any of that away from me. I had what was important already, and we were in agreement about that.
We thought they were nuts.
We thought they were nuts to fight over that. It just the most
But
important
they are
parts
the
of him.
norm. They were the norm. That's what happens in families,
Yes.
and that's an unfortunate thing, and that's why an activity like this can help prevent that.
If there was a rocking chair at issue, and Donna really liked the rocking chair or not really liked the rocking chair, I'm pointing at the wrong people. Doesn't matter. Somebody really liked the rocking chair. My response is take the rocking chair. It's not the important thing. The important thing is is this here now. Remember that. If there's anything about today you remember that.
Well, there are different, you can actually have these events periodically, like this, much more formalized, and have a theme for that event. Maybe the next one, it's on how to listen together better. That's the kind of training that really transcends losing a parent. Because it really formalizes getting something specific. So the whole purpose behind the work that we do is family fun, family education, and discussing the business of family. That's that. Whatever that is.
And it must be different every time because the children are different ages, so that their interpretation of what's happening is very different each time.
Right. Well, particularly in multifamily households, you have, even in households where the kids have a wide range in ages, the youngest doesn't grow up in the same household as the oldest did.
That's correct.
That always changes. So some of these memories they don't get the benefit of, and the grandkids never get that. They only see what they see in their brief existence as it is right now. So they don't get a chance to hear all the stories and the things that help make who you are. And some of the stuff that was passed on today that we caught on here is just priceless, and will be even that much more important to people, family members that you may never live to see, because this will live longer than you. So I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to be part of your family for a day.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thanks to Yell, I guess he made us.
He made me drive from Maine last night.
Yeah, but you guys had to cooperate, and that's not always, trust me,
Easy.
that's not always the
That's
situation.
not easy.
Yeah, it's important.
I like the time that it brings us together. Like if we were to just meet in a restaurant, we would have been busy for a while, and then. But this is nice. This is
And
the best.
tonight it will be more than just us.
Right.
So this is nice to have just us time.
I agree.
Thank you, Yo.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're
Thank you.
welcome.
I wasn't
Well,
so thankful this morning. No.
Yeah, you know,
I actually.
I figured, what do you get Granny, who has all the stuff she needs?
I love stuff. Don't say that.
Well,
Wait, no,
that's what Steven's for.
No, self. Granny likes stuff.
Granny likes stuff. Thank goodness for Steven.
Yeah.
You brought our little gift.
Uh-oh, let's see.
Before this is given, I have to give full 100% credit to my wife.
So for once, the wife gets the credit.
That's all the credit.
Yeah, you
Always, the wife always gets the credit.
Oh yeah, where are
So
they?
the wife always gets the credit.
I thought it was watching already. I do have a card. Oh, it's a picture.
Oh, that's from Florence's bar mitzvah.
No,
that's
this
not
is
from
from Ellie's.
Ellie's
Ellie's bat mitzvah.
Oh, I forgot to tell you that. Sorry, it's part of it. It's part of it. It's okay.
The owl
I
in the
meant to
front
glue
there,
it in.
That's in our backyard.
Well done.
Oh, I love this. Oh, yeah. Oh, Aunt Meg's in here. She'll love it.
This is for Perry.
That's beautiful.
Do you want to hand it?
I remember that picture.
This is for Corin.
What? Thank you.
This is for Kaya.
Wow, Anton is good. Let me tell
This
you.
is for Kaya. You can give
I guess this must have been your
to-
third birthday because you got a candle for good luck,
Very
right?
good. Anton.
EYG and
Better than me. Good job.
You know, I brought my camera and didn't take any pictures today.
Oh, Aiden, I love that costume. That Thor costume. Where's Aiden? That Thor costume is awesome, Aiden.
You think you got it all
Tired,
now?
Perry?
It is.
Come on.
You all look pretty good, I thought.
I thought my hot surprise was Vicky Sampson.
It just makes me like a brick wall. I'm so tired.
What you get, honey?
Look at your tongue.
Corin with floppy hair.
This will be a temporary,
What do they get you?
temporary fix. He's a, what kind of cup is that? Oh, a teacup cup.
I'm literally gonna fall over.
He does things.
Yale working.
Press on his
Right
back.
there. This was a good spot.
Yeah.
All right, go chill.
Do you remember
Oh, yeah,
this? He
where's the
fell in the
trash can?
pond.
Oh my God, that was at the that was at Perry's bat mitzvah.
He fell in the pond.
Oh my God.
I had a picture of
That's
Aiden.
a wigwam.
I had a picture of Aiden dressed in Kaya's dress.
Granny.
I see.
Get upset.
That's at Wigwam.
So, this is lyrics from a song that Greg listened over and over again, and I thought it encompasses.
Look at Hayden. Look at Aiden.
Beautiful job.
Very nice. Oh, it's wonderful.
And this is where I wanted to put that other picture I made a photocopy of. That's why I forgot to finish it.
Oh, I love this.
Thank you.
We have little doggy out there.
I love you. Thank you for having us.
You know that.
Jesse was having trouble jumping, but Jesse would never use
I love this.
Okay.
Kiki doesn't need them.
Why don't you just describe to the camera what you were given?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's an album of beautiful pictures of family, of kids at different ages, of all the people that I love. Starting with the three boys and moving right down to everybody. Our holiday pictures together. It's just wonderful. Just wonderful. It's a family of love.
that. One Direction.
Susie.
I can't believe
And Granny is very photogenic. She's
Do you
beautiful.
remember how Christine Wagner just famous for your butt wagging?
How what?
You remember how Christine Wagner was famous
Right.
for your butt wagging?
And she'd be fun too.
Butt wag. Butt wag.
All right, let's take one more. Come back.
We're gonna put that on the wall.
Come back. One more.
The One Direction sign. No, what are you gonna do with it?
There we go. Ready?
Here, do you want me to take the